Help.
Engaged.
Greetings everyone, and welcome to part 3 of this walkthrough. In this episode, I will show you how to generate money fast, and then use the game's engine to our advantage. More about that in a moment. So, at this point in the game, we get the maintenance room key, which will enable us to access the maintenance rooms and make combo weapons. To that end, pick up this fire axe, which we can combine with the sledgehammer I am carrying. A quick look at the status screen shows us where we are, at level 6. The missions in this game are time sensitive, so it is very likely that you will fail most of them during your first ever attempt. And if you fail one of the main missions, then it would seem pointless to carry on, unless you just want to mess about and kill zombies, just for the hell of it. At the moment, the main mission is Case 1.2, but plenty of side missions are being sent our way, via the transceiver. I will continue my point after this cutscene. So now we can make combo weapons. Using combo weapons to kill zombies will gain us some XP for killing each individual zombie. You may have noticed that using non-combo weapons does not earn you XP in this way. If you know how to make a weapon, but do not have the combo card for that weapon yet, you will gain a scratch card, instead of a combo card, after making that weapon. But you will not be able to perform the special move for that weapon, and gain only half the usual XP. Such is the case for the Defiler weapon I just made.
Good. Wicked.
The spiked bat, however, will gain us full XP for this weapon, as indicated by the red writing. And here's the special move for this weapon, which you perform by holding down the strike button. Okay, so as I was saying, the fact that you can fail missions so easily is probably the reason why this game has a somewhat unique feature. You can literally restart the game from the beginning, but you get to keep all your XP, level ups, money, and key items, such as the maintenance room key. So what does this actually mean, and why should we care? Well, if I were to restart now, then I would start the game at my current level, which is level 6, which means I can carry more stuff and perform a few combat moves. But that's a very limited use of the system. What I propose is to earn a shitload of money, and then restart. Starting off rich means you can have access to some cool vehicles, such as a sports car and an SUV. So that's what we will do in this episode. Earn a lot of money, and then restart the game. So how do we earn a lot of money quickly, I hear you ask? Well, the first thing we need to do is get 3 gambling books. The first can be found in the bookshop in this area. In fact, that's where we are heading now. The gambling book can be found behind the second shelf on the left. The bookshop is on the second floor, and here is its location on the map. We will now make our way towards the second book. Coming up on the right is the sports car I mentioned earlier. Wouldn't it be cool to be able to drive that thing at the start of the game? Normally, you will not be able to earn enough money to buy it just by completing missions. You probably could buy it by day 3 of the storyline, but that's near the end of the game. By earning money in advance, you can enjoy all the benefits of all the vehicles that can be bought near the start of the game, rather than just near the end. I suppose I could cut right to the locations of each book, and then get to my objective, and show you the trick, but I want this to be a complete guide, especially for beginners, to whom things can be very confusing when they first play. You see, I am showing the best route to each book, at least for this stage of the game, since later on, better routes open up. The next gambling book is in here, and this SUV is another vehicle we can buy, but it costs 2 million. But no worries, with the money-making trick I will show you, you will have more than enough. The gambling book is back here. There's a convenient shortcut through here, to get to Palisades Mall. We are heading to the bookshop on the second floor. The final book, so we now have all 3 gambling books. What we need to do now, is to get back to the Slot Ranch Casino. Don't worry, I will show you the direct route there. We are basically going back the way we came. So here we are, back at the Slot Ranch Casino, but the first thing we need to do is to save. And now, let the games begin. Just head for the mega slot machine. Here it is, but it's best to clear out some of these zombies first. So, this money-making trick is nothing special. We have simply come to the slot machine that pays out the most, and we are equipped with all 3 gambling books, which increases our chances of winning. Okay, I will keep a record of exactly how long it took to reach my target, which was initially $3 million. And the clock starts from the first bet. Ideally, you should bring at least 2 survivors with you, give them decent weapons, and position them a few feet behind you, while you continuously bet. I have done this in the past, and typically, the survivors take care of all approaching zombies. Occasionally, 1 or 2 might get close, but you can take care of them easily enough.
Nice.
Aha, our first big payout, $25,000, but we want even bigger payouts, preferably the maximum, which is $100,000. $50,000, a bit better. Don't worry, I will not show you how I reached my target in real time. I just thought we should watch this part for a minute, to get a sense of what it is like to play on this slot machine while constantly being attacked by zombies. Finally, after 2.5 minutes, I got the maximum payout of $100,000. 10 minutes later, I had reached the million mark. One thing to remember though, is that you will fail case 1.2, but completing the main mission, in fact, even the side missions, is not really a priority, since our aim is to restart the story anyway. After a further 8 minutes, I reached the 2 million mark. After another 13 minutes, I reached the 3 million mark. My intention was to stop at 3 million, but I was having a nice conversation with someone, so I carried on spamming the button until I passed the 4 million mark. It happened pretty quick as well, after just 7.5 minutes. So this is where I stopped, around about the 4.2 million mark. And here is a summary of events leading up to the $4 million mark. It took 45 minutes to make $4 million. If I didn't spend time killing zombies, making melee weapons, and going to save the game, it would have been sooner. If we factor in the time it takes to collect the books, probably about 10 minutes, then we are talking about making $4 million in an hour. But you really only needed 3 million, so you could do that in about 40 minutes. So there we have it, the Easy Money Guide. And technically, it is the Easy Money Guide, Part 2, since I made Part 1, showing a different method, nearly 4 years ago. But this episode does not end here. We are still continuing the walkthrough, and before we restart the story, we have a few things to do first. We already have the maintenance room key, and when we restart, we will still have it. But we need to buy the vehicles, and get their keys from the local pawn shops, before we can restart, or else we will not have access to them in the new game, until the pawn shops open, which is not until 9 AM on day 1. To get the pawn shops open, you have to complete this mission, One Man's Trash. Visiting that one pawn shop will open up the other 3 as well, so let's make our way there now. As you can see, we are going through Royal Flush Plaza, and then we will make a left, and go out the main doors to Fortune Park. We will now go right, and the pawn shop will be on the left-hand side, but it is quite a distance away. Let's see what this does. Reminds me of Dead Rising 1. So, the pawn shop is now immediately on our left, but before we go there, I want to start the Meet the Contestants side mission, because, just by starting it, we will get a bike key, which means we will have a motorbike available to us, at the beginning of the game, but obviously we will have to return to this area to use it. We will skip the cutscene for now, we will watch it when we do the actual mission, later on in the walkthrough. Now that we have the bike key, let's use the motorbike, and visit that pawn shop.
Sweet ride.
After a brief conversation, the looter guy will let you in. There are quite a few things we can buy here, but we are after the 3 vehicles at the moment, so let's visit the other shops, and buy them.
Yeah, I'll see you next time, pal.
Let's ride.
We might as well save here, but there's no point in fighting the psycho on the bike just yet. We are after the vehicle keys, and then we will restart the game. Here's one of the pawn shops. And here's what we're after, selling at only $2 million. No problem for high rollers like us.
Now that's a good deal.
Make sure to pick up the key. Otherwise you will have wasted a lot of time and money.
I got a feeling you'll be back.
Let's ride.
Let's try out our new ride.
Gear up.
The pawn shop is on the second floor, and all the way on the other side.
Hey, what you need? I ain't got all day.
And at only $1 million, we get the chopper key, but it's not for a helicopter, but a motorcycle. We won't try that out just yet. I will show you it in the main walkthrough. And for some reason, I thought it was for $500,000. Sorry, my mistake. This means we actually need to make $3.5 million at the slot machine, not $3 million. Well, it's a good thing I made $4 million then, isn't it? Finally, the last pawn shop is on the second floor of the Royal Flush Plaza, basically near the safe house.
Hey, what you need? I ain't got all day. Any money around here?
So now that we have the last key, we can restart the mission, but we must save our progress first.
Break it all!
Once we have saved, we can restart the story. That's it, it's as simple as that. We will continue this walkthrough next time. This is Blade, and it's goodbye from me.